Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC adds over 100 new weapons to the already staggering selection the base game offered, and within that selection are 8 completely new weapon types for players to toy around with. With all of those new weapons to try out, you'll need a lot of ancient or somber ancient dragon smithing stones to upgrade them to their max levels. Thankfully, FromSoftware has hidden a few extra ones in the realm of Shadow, and we have all their locations in this handy video guide. To keep it light on spoilers, these are listed in order from opening to end game areas. Right from the start of your Shadow of the Erdtree exploits, you're able to find 3 Ancient Dragon Smithing Stones and 1 Somber. The Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone is found in the northern part of the Gravesite Plain. Just head north along the path from the 3-path cross site of Grace until you reach a shallow lake. Here, you'll find a ghost flame dragon taking a nap. This one is not much different from the other dragon encounters from the base game, so just make sure to stay clear of its flames and use torrents to attack its head. Upon defeat, it will drop the Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Next is an Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone found in the Ruined Forge lava intake south of Castle Ensis, the second legacy dungeon of the DLC. Ride south from the castle front side of Grace, and keep close to the cliffside on your right until you reach the forge. Complete the mini-dungeon by dropping the pipe at the far end of the central room by using the lever by the ladder here. Hop on the pipe, and follow it all the way to the top, avoiding the magma slime dropping from the ceiling, and jump off to the right to collect your Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone from the forge. Another Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone can be found at the Suppressing Pillar. Start at the castle front side of Grace and follow the path leading southeast to scale the mountain. On the way there, you'll find the Pillar Path waypoint side of Grace, which we'll come back to in a bit. Now continue up the stairs towards the giant tower to the south. Enter the Suppressing Pillar and take the elevator to find a chest containing the second Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. The third Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone is found in the Dragon's Pit mini-dungeon. To reach it, head back to the Pillar Path waypoint side of Grace and take the path leading southwest, initially barred by the Ancient Dragon Man Invader. Continue along the road until you reach the Dragon's Pit. Follow the dungeon's natural path until you reach the room with a large staircase. Head up the stairs and through the tunnel until you reach a large cave. Here you'll face off with a magma worm. If you're an intelligence build or have a high damage ranged weapon, you can easily cheese it by withdrawing back into the tunnel and pelting it with spells or other ranged attacks. Otherwise, you gotta do it the normal way. Upon defeat, it'll drop another Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. The next early Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone can be found at the Cerulean Coast, the southern part of the Realm of Shadow. If you haven't yet found the Cerulean Coast, you can reach it by taking the route from the Castle Front Grace in the Gravesite Plain, down into the canyon to the southeast, looping around to the left through the Poison Swamp and Cave, then following the river downstream by jumping over the rocks. Carefully making your way to the cave on the right, past the Furnace Golem. Wherever you approach from, make your way to the triangle-shaped piece of land surrounded by water here, and a Ghost Flame Dragon will spawn on top of you. Like last time, stay on torrent, avoid its flames, and try to hit its head to deal a lot of damage. After defeating it, it'll drop a Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. The Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone in the Shadow Altus can be found close to the Morth Ruins site of Grace in the southern part of the zone. Simply follow the path leading south until you reach a small encampment. Here you'll find a bunch of Mesmer soldiers and perfumers fighting a Ghost Flame Dragon. As the old saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is also my enemy. Approach with care because all the enemies in the vicinity will immediately hone in on you, so it's best to stay back and wait for the Ghost Flame Dragon to do most of the work, so you can sweep in for the kill and claim your Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Another Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone can also be found close to the Morth Ruins inside the Ruined Forge of Starfall Past. To reach it, simply ride southwest along the pillars to find the mini-dungeon. Inside, open the gate by using the first lever, and make your way past the slime until you reach the next room. Here, take a right, follow the path until you spot a ladder to the right, climb up to the upper level, and follow the path until you return to the previous room, where you can drop down under the bridge to your right. Cross it, and you'll find a lever to the left. Pull the lever to open the gate, then head into the tunnel that just opened. Pull the next lever to your right, and jump onto the gate that is now rising. Now you only have to take another right, and you can claim your Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone from the Forge. 2 Ancient Dragon Smithing Stones can be found in Telu's ruined forge in the northern part of Rauh base. To get there, you have to travel northeast from the Morth ruins through the tunnel to the north by the lake. Simply follow the path through the poison swamp, and take a left through yet another tunnel until you reach Rauh base. As soon as you leave the tunnel, head north up the little path until you reach Telu's ruined forge. Proceed through the mini-dungeon until you can jump onto the big pipe in the middle. Head upwards and then jump onto the nearby balcony. Now head right through the little tunnel past the stone giants to claim your first Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. For the second one, jump back onto the pipe and jump to the platform on the other side. Drop down into the tunnel, and take a left until you find a ladder leading up to the next room. Here you'll find a switch that will raise the pipe on the opposite end of the large room. Find a way to jump safely back onto the pipe, and head upwards until you reach the end. Then, jump off to the left, head up the ladder, and you'll find a forged and the second Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. The Jagged Peak is one of Shadow of the Erdtree's more striking locations and hides even more Ancient Dragon Smithing Stones for you to claim. Both a Somber and an Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone are a reward for beating Ancient Dragon Sinisax at the foot of the Jagged Peak. From the foot of the Jagged Peak side of Grace, just continue to scale the mountain. On the way, you'll encounter 2 Jagged Peak dragons fighting. We recommend waiting for one to take out the other before taking on the victor. Once they're dead, you can continue to climb the mountain using the Spirit Springs and follow the beaten path until you reach Ancient Dragon Sinisax's lair. It's a pretty tough fight, so we recommend coming prepared in the later stages of your playthrough. The long and short of it is that it deals a lot of damage and its lightning hits hard and spreads far. Similar to other dragon fights, being on Torrent and hugging its hind legs while slashing away at its ankles is the way to go. Upon defeat, it'll drop a Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone and an Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. For the second one, you have to continue scaling the Jagged Peak. Once you reach the Jagged Peak mountainside, Grace, continue climbing upwards by heading to the southwest, using the Spirit Springs while dodging lightning until you reach a cave on your left. Surrounded by slimes, you'll find your second Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Starting from the Jagged Peak mountainside side of Grace, head southwest on Torrent to climb the mountainside. You'll soon find the first Spirit Spring. Use it and continue southwest while hugging the left wall. The wall will start wrapping around south, and there will be a couple of gaps you'll need to double jump over. You'll soon find a second Spirit Spring to jump up where you'll land in a Dragon Corpse graveyard. From here, run northwest, and drop down a ledge where you'll see some lightning blobs. Run past them, continuing north, and you'll eventually see a corpse surrounded by more lightning blobs. The item on that corpse is the Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. The final Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone can be found close to the Spiral Rise or the Cleansing Chamber Anteroom site of Grace, in Enir-Ilim, the final dungeon. Scale the Spiral Rise as you normally would until you reach the top of the tower and see the 2 tree shamans guarding the elevator. Clear them out, and take the elevator down, and head down the flight of stairs to the north. Next, exit the chamber east, and take on the tree dancer guarding the door, at the end of the broken staircase. You can then pick up the Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. And those are all of the Somber and Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone locations in Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Need even more? Make sure to check out our guides for Elden Ring's base game and how to find the Dragon Smithing Stones you've missed in the lands between. And for everything else, stick with IGN.